Hi, so this is a pretty simple tutorial on how to make sure that your iPhone 3GS, 4, 4S, iPod Classic, iPod Touch, 3rd, 4th, 5th generation is charging properly. If you've come across the charging not supported, this is for you. You'll see in my dirty power strip from the shed, I have 2 iPhone chargers. These iPhone chargers are fakes. They're from China. Nice and cheap. £2.75 a piece, or $4-ish. The one on the left is modified. The one on the right is not modified. So we have a jailbroken phone, irrespective of whether it's jailbroken or not, that doesn't matter. So we've got a nice iPhone 3GS there. And then we actually have a non-genuine Apple cable. Whether it's genuine or not, that's irrespective. So we'll first plug it in to the non-modified charger. And then you have to bear with me because I've only got 2 hands. I plug it into the phone, you should see the dreaded error. Can't quite get it in there. There we go. And we're all familiar with that. Charging is not supported with this accessory. And it's not charging. However, put that to one side. We remove from the non-modified charger to the modified charger. Yet again, and now plug in, and there we go. We are actually charging, and everything's good. So, how did I do this? As you can see, we'll just run that once more, so it's easier not to disconnect it from the phone because I only have one set of hands. So into the modified charger, we're charging all correctly. Sorry about the light that's shining on there, but you can see the battery and it's charging. And then into the non-modified charger, and the dreaded exclamation comes up. So what do we do to fix this? Haha, it's simpler than you think. Now, in this charger, I've actually modified it internally. This one hasn't been modified. However, if you don't want to go ripping your charger to pieces, I have another option. So we'll show you what is going on. Now, this is a schematic of the USB. So this would be your USB out, and then that would be your VCC 5 volts into the USB socket, or should we say leaving the socket, and then your ground. And then this came from Ladyada and the MINTY BOOST, where she used potential dividers of a couple of resistors to achieve these 2 voltages on the data lines. Now this worked very good up until iOS 6. After iOS 6, Apple changed the firmware, which meant if voltages were on them lines, it would bring up the error message because it knew it was a non-standard, non-genuine charger. How do we get around this? Nice and simple. All I've done in the charger, we'll forget this whole bit now, like that. So we just have your VCC 5 volts, your ground, and your 2 data lines. All I did inside the charger was bridge the data lines with a drop of solder, in effect shorting them. Now, if you don't want to rip your charger apart, this is the workaround. Get yourself one of these, normal USB male to USB female extension lead. What you want to do is pick a spot on it, remove the sheath, Now you'll see that on mine I actually have cut these VCC and ground. Excuse me. Do not cut the VCC and ground. This is one of my test cables I use all the time. So once you've removed the sheath, you'll have the 4 wires in there. Leave the red and the black alone. They're your power. Now on the male end, cut the D plus and minus out the way. They're not going to be used. You don't want to do anything with them. Just leave them as they are. The reason for that is if this actually ever gets plugged into a computer, you don't want it to damage the computer. So they will be left. However, on the socket side, the 2 data lines, D plus and D minus, tie them together, short them. Then you can tape all that back up. Reason is, once we plug our modified cable into the unmodified charger, it now becomes a modified charger just by shorting the data lines on the socket side, not the plug side. Once that happens, we'll bring the phone back in and we'll connect its plug to the socket. Make sure it's the right way. It's bloody hard to do with one hand. Give me a second. Yeah, I think the video just stopped there, sorry about that. There we go, and we're charging. And that is just simply by shorting the data lines back to the phone. Nice and simple. So there you go. So I'll show you the schematic one more time. So ignoring all this now, it's just your VCC, your ground, your 2 data lines. Just bridge the data lines together. Whether you do that in the actual charger or you do it on a cable, either or, it'll work perfectly and your phone will be charging happy once again.